The banquet hall shimmered with chandeliers, laughter, and the clinking of crystal glasses. Billionaire Raymond Collins stood tall, but behind him, his mother sat silently, unable to hear, unable to speak. Everyone treated her like a ghost at the table. But then, a poor waitress paused, looked at her, and suddenly began to sign with her hands. For the first time in years, the old woman's face lit up with joy. Imagine you were in that hall. Would you stop and help a stranger like her, or walk past pretending not to notice? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious what you would do. That night, one girl's small decision changed an entire billionaire's life. The grand ballroom of the Collins estate glittered with chandeliers, each crystal reflecting wealth that most people could never imagine. Guests whispered about fortunes, mergers, and power. But amid the laughter, one figure sat quietly, an old woman in a wheelchair, her eyes scanning the crowd but never reacting to their voices. She was Eleanor Collins, the billionaire's mother. Deaf since her late 30s, she lived in silence while the world around her roared with noise and chatter. People respected her status, but no one ever truly spoke to her. At the far end of the room, a young waitress in a plain black uniform balanced a tray nervously. Her name was Sofia, a poor girl working double shifts just to pay for her younger brother's medication. She shouldn't have been anywhere near this glamorous crowd, yet fate placed her here tonight. When Sofia's eyes met Mrs. Collins, she noticed something others ignored: the loneliness in her gaze. Her lips moved as though she wanted to speak, but her hands trembled instead. Everyone else looked away, but Sofia didn't. She bent down slightly and, almost instinctively, began to move her hands in sign language. For a moment, silence held the room. Then, Mrs. Collins's face transformed. Her eyes widened, her lips quivered, and then a radiant smile appeared, her first in years. Gasps spread among nearby guests. Billionaire Raymond Collins, her son, froze in shock. How could this waitress know how to speak to his mother when no one else in this hall could? And then Mrs. Collins signed back. Tears filled her eyes. This small act, this one girl daring to reach across silence, was about to change everything. If you saw someone left out because of a disability, would you step forward to connect even if everyone else stayed silent? Or would you stay quiet like the crowd? Tell me in the comments, I really want to know. The room fell into an uneasy hush. Glasses clinked, whispers spread like wildfire, and all eyes shifted toward the unexpected scene. Raymond Collins, the billionaire himself, stood frozen, his expensive champagne flute trembling in his hand. For years, he had watched his mother sit through dinners and galas in silence, cut off from everyone. And yet here was a poor waitress speaking to her in a way he himself never could. He stepped forward, his polished shoes echoing sharply against the marble floor. "Who taught you that?" he demanded, his voice low but edged with authority. Sofia froze, tray balanced carefully in her hands. Her eyes darted nervously, but Mrs. Collins reached for her arm and signed rapidly, her gestures urgent. "She says, don't scold her." Sofia translated softly. She's happy. She hasn't spoken with anyone like this in so long." Gasps rippled again. Raymond blinked, stunned. His mother was smiling, her hands alive with movement. It was a sight he had nearly forgotten. And Sofia, this stranger, was the reason. Raymond narrowed his eyes. "How do you know sign language? Who are you really?" Sofia swallowed, her throat tightened. This wasn't the kind of attention she wanted. She was just here to work, collect her shift money, and head home to her brother. "I learned it from my brother," she admitted, voice trembling but firm. "He was born with hearing loss. My family couldn't afford therapy, so I studied on my own. I practiced every night, every word, every sign. That's how I could help him." The billionaire's guests exchanged murmurs. Some looked impressed, others suspicious. But Eleanor, Mrs. Collins, reached again for Sofia's hand, her frail fingers trembling as she signed with determination. "She says, you're a blessing," Sofia translated, her own voice cracking now. Raymond's chest tightened. He hadn't seen his mother's eyes shine like this in decades. And yet there was also an unfamiliar sting, guilt. Why hadn't he ever tried to learn her language himself? But before he could respond, a loud, mocking laugh interrupted. It was Gregory Hale, Raymond's longtime business rival. A tall man with slicked back hair, he raised his glass arrogantly. "Well, isn't this touching?" Gregory sneered. "The mighty Collins family, relying on a waitress to interpret for them. Imagine the press hearing this, billions in power, yet you can't even speak to your own mother." The crowd laughed softly. Sofia's cheeks burned with humiliation, but Mrs. Collins signed furiously, anger flashing in her hands. Sofia's trembling voice translated. She says, "Respect is not bought with money. It is earned with kindness." The ballroom froze. Gregory's smirk faltered. And in that moment, Sofia, the poor waitress, wasn't invisible anymore. She was the voice Mrs. Collins had been missing all her life. Raymond's gaze lingered on her. "Stay after the event," he ordered quietly. Sofia's heart pounded. Her life had just taken a turn she never expected. Later, when the gala ended, Raymond appeared in the corridor. "You," he said firmly, "follow me." Nervously, Sofia obeyed. He led her into a grand study lined with old portraits and heavy books. "Who taught you to do that?" Raymond asked. "No one," Sofia whispered. "My brother was born deaf. I had to learn for him." Raymond's eyes darkened. "No one becomes that fluent without training." Her voice cracked. "I studied every night. When my parents died, it was just me and my brother. He needed me, so I became his voice." For a long moment, Raymond said nothing. Then his voice broke lower, filled with something rare, regret. "I've spent years avoiding that language, pretending my mother could live in my world instead of me entering hers. I built an empire, yet tonight I realized I failed her." Sofia softened. "You still can," she whispered. "It's not too late." Her words pierced deeper than anything money ever could. Finally, Raymond exhaled. "You'll teach me," he said. Sofia blinked. "What?" "You'll teach me sign language. I'll pay you more than you've ever earned. But you'll stay here and you'll teach me until I can speak to her myself." Two worlds, billionaire and waitress, collided in that quiet room, and neither of their lives would ever be the same again. Sofia's pulse thundered in her ears. This wasn't just about money. It was her brother, her home, her whole life. "I can't abandon my brother," she whispered. Raymond's jaw tightened. "Then bring him. I'll make arrangements." Her eyes widened. He was serious, dead serious. Sofia's mind swirled with fear and hope. She had come tonight just to serve drinks. Now she stood on the edge of a decision that could change her future forever. If you were Sofia, would you trust the billionaire and enter his world, or walk away to protect your simple life? Comment your answer below. Morning sunlight filled the study. Their second lesson began. Raymond sat rigid, tapping a pen against the desk. He commanded boardrooms with ease, but here he seemed almost uncomfortable. Sofia signed slowly. Family. Love, hope. Raymond repeated the signs, sharp, mechanical. "Not like that," Sofia corrected. She guided his hand. "It isn't precision. It's intention. You can't sign love with clenched fists." Raymond pulled back, jaw tight. "I don't like being corrected." Sofia raised a brow. "Then don't be wrong." Silence. Then an unexpected laugh escaped him. "You're braver than most people I know," he admitted. "I don't have the luxury of fear," Sofia replied. Meanwhile, Daniel explored the mansion. Long corridors, endless portraits. Doors always locked, especially one at the end of the West Hall. Whenever he passed it, a maid appeared, urging him away. His curiosity grew. That afternoon, Mrs. Collins sat with Daniel in her garden. "You remind me of Raymond at your age," she signed. "Curious, stubborn, always asking questions." Daniel grinned. "He doesn't seem curious now. He seems angry." Her smile faded. "Life hardens people, but maybe your sister can soften him again." Daniel glanced at the looming mansion. He felt it. The house carried secrets. Back in the study, Raymond muttered, "This is harder than I expected. Numbers, contracts, I understand those, but this feels like another world." "It is," Sofia said gently. But it's the world your mother has lived in her whole life. She's been waiting for you to step into it." Raymond looked up, vulnerable. "Do you think she resents me?" Sofia hesitated, then spoke honestly. "No, she doesn't resent you. She longs for you, but every day you wait, that longing becomes a wound." Her words struck deep. Raymond didn't argue. He only nodded. That evening, dinner was quiet. Raymond at the head, Mrs. Collins across, Sofia and Daniel at the side. Mrs. Collins signed to Sofia. "How was the lesson today?" Sofia replied carefully, "Progress slow, but progress." Raymond's frustration was clear. He hated being left out of their silent world, Daniel noticed. He signed slowly across the table. "Hello, Mr. Collins. My name is Daniel. Do you understand me?" Raymond stiffened. Then awkwardly he signed back, "Hello, Daniel." It wasn't perfect, but Mrs. Collins' face lit up with tears. For the first time in years, her son had spoken to her. Sofia looked at Raymond, and for one fleeting moment, he wasn't a billionaire with walls. He was a boy who had finally opened a door. Later that night, Sofia tucked Daniel into bed. "You like it here?" she asked. Daniel grinned, then signed, "It's like a castle." "But castles have secrets," Sofia frowned. "What do you mean?" Daniel shrugged, pretending innocence, but his eyes sparkled with curiosity. She kissed his forehead. "Don't go snooping where you don't belong." But Daniel had already decided. He would discover what was behind the locked West Hall door. In his study, Raymond sat alone. He replayed the dinner scene. His mother's tears, Sofia's gaze, Daniel's patient signing. For years he believed money solved everything, but tonight proved otherwise. Money couldn't buy what his mother wanted most, connection. "Maybe I can learn," he whispered. Outside the door, Sofia overheard. For the first time, she believed he might truly change. "Do you think Raymond will lower his guard, or will pride drag him back into isolation?" Comment your thoughts below. The next morning dawned gray. Sofia prepared breakfast in the grand kitchen. Though servants swarmed, she made Daniel's toast herself. It reminded her of their old life. Daniel munched happily. "Sofia," he whispered, "do you think Mr. Collins likes us?" Sofia smirked faintly. "He doesn't like anyone." Daniel shook his head. "He smiled yesterday at dinner. You saw it," her hand stilled. He wasn't wrong. Raymond had smiled, awkwardly, briefly. But it had happened. Raymond's study was darker that day. Curtains shut out the light. He sat slouched, eyes bloodshot, a document untouched before him. When Sofia entered, she felt the heaviness. "You're late," he muttered. "It's 7 sharp," she replied. "Sharp is 5 minutes early." She rolled her eyes. "If you wanted a soldier, you hired the wrong person." Finally, he looked at her, exhaustion written across his face. "Did you even sleep?" she asked. His silence was answer enough. The lesson began, but his hands fumbled. "Again," Sofia urged. "Sign home." Raymond slammed the desk. "This is ridiculous." "It's not ridiculous," Sofia snapped. "It's communication." His voice cracked as he shouted, "I move millions with one signature. And here I am, reduced to waving my hands like a child." Sofia's gaze softened. She saw it now, not pride. Fear. "Are you afraid of failing her?" she asked. Raymond froze. His mask slipped. "Yes," he whispered, "I'm terrified." Sofia placed her hand over his fist. "Then don't fail her. Failing isn't imperfection. Failing is refusing to try." Silence filled the study. Something shifted between them. Fragile, unspoken. Powerful. Meanwhile, Daniel crept down the West Hall. The locked door gleamed at the end. He reached it and noticed scuff marks on the floor. The door had been opened recently. Pressing his ear to the wood, he heard a low hum. Mechanical, not natural. Like hidden machinery. "What are you hiding in here?" he whispered. "Daniel!" He jumped. A maid stood behind him, pale-faced. "You mustn't be here." Her grip tightened on his shoulder. "This wing is forbidden. Come back to your sister." Her tone wasn't strict. It was fearful. Daniel's heart raced. The staff weren't just ignoring orders. They were terrified of the door. Later, Raymond sat outside. Sunlight painted the gardens. "Why are you here, really?" His voice broke the silence. Sofia blinked. "You hired me." "No," he said firmly. "Most come for power or money. But you look at me like a man, not a title. Why?" Sofia hesitated, then whispered, "My mother was deaf. People pitied her, ignored her. I learned sign language for her. She's gone now. But teaching you keeps her alive." For once, arrogance vanished. Gratitude filled Raymond's eyes. "Maybe you're not here to teach me. Maybe you're here to save me." Her heart skipped. She looked away quickly. "Don't get poetic, Mr. Collins." But inside, she wasn't sure anymore. That night, Daniel couldn't sleep. The hum haunted him still. Moonlight stretched across the halls. He crept to the west corridor. A faint vibration, alive, calling. He found a tiny keyhole. "One day I'll see," he whispered. Above, Raymond stood in the dark, expression unreadable. So even children sensed the ghosts. Morning light came. Daniel's eyes were heavy at breakfast. "What's wrong?" Sofia asked. "Nothing," he muttered. But when he leaned closer, "There's something in the west hall, a hum." "I heard it again." Sofia froze. The maid's fear flashed in her mind. "Stay away," she whispered, "for both of us." Later in the study, "You've been watching Daniel," she said. "He's curious," Raymond murmured. "Too curious. He's just a child." Children see what adults ignore. Sometimes they uncover truths they're not ready for. Sofia's pulse raced. What truth hides behind that door? Raymond turned. "Do you really want to know? Because once you do, no turning back." "Yes," Sofia said. "If it concerns Daniel, I deserve to know." Raymond's jaw tightened. The West Hall was my father's domain. He built machines to erase emotion. Engines that replaced human will. He called feelings weakness. Secret labs worked day and night. When he died, I sealed it away. But machines don't die. They still hum. They still breathe. Sofia shivered. "That's terrifying." "And Daniel," Raymond said quietly. "He's already heard them." "Why keep it?" she asked. "Why not destroy it?" "Because destruction feeds greed. Powerful people still want it. If I don't guard it, they'll come." Sofia's hand shook. Daniel's curiosity was now dangerous. "You should have told me." "And would you have stayed?" His eyes burned. "Or would you have run?" She had no answer. "Promise me," he said. "Keep him away." Her throat tightened. "I promise." But Daniel wasn't done. That night he whispered, "I'll find the truth." "No one can stop me." Sofia's heart ached. "Some doors stay locked, Daniel. Promise me," but he glared. "You know the secret too. And you're hiding it." He turned away cold. "I don't need protection. I need answers." Later, by the fire, "You don't sleep much," Sofia said. Raymond smirked faintly. "Sleep is for the guiltless. You're not as cold as you act. And you're not fearless either." The fire cracked. Something unspoken burned between them. "If Daniel pushes too far," his voice faltered, "I don't know if I can protect him." Her breath caught. "Then we'll protect him together." For a moment, he almost believed her. But Daniel was already moving. A stolen hairpin in his hand. The locked door before him. The hum, stronger now, click. The lock shifted. The door creaked open. Blue light spilled through. Daniel's eyes widened. "What is this place?" Then a hand clamped his shoulder. He spun in fear. Raymond stood there, not angry, but afraid. "Daniel," he whispered, "you don't understand what you're waking up." What do you think Daniel almost unleashed? A hidden machine? A dangerous experiment, or a truth tied to Raymond?
The corridor shook with force. Walls rattled in violent echoes. Air vibrated with a hum. Then a sharp crack erupted. Glass shattered into countless shards. Liquid spilled across the floor. The first chamber finally broke. Sofia froze, heart pounding fast. A pale figure crawled out. dripping glowing fluid, sick and strange. Half human, half machine, eyes blazing. Daniel whimpered, clutching her arm. Raymond shoved them both back. "Don't move," he commanded firmly. The figure's head snapped suddenly. Its gaze locked on them. Then it screamed, metal tearing bone. The chandelier shook high above. Ab. Sofia's pulse raced with terror. Every instinct screamed, "Just run!" Her legs refused to move. The creature lunged toward them. Raymond stepped forward, shockingly fast. He hit a hidden switch. Steel shutters slammed completely shut. They were now trapped inside. "Why lock us in here?" Sofia cried, panicked and afraid. "If it escapes, we all die," Raymond growled, eyes blazing dark. The impact came violently hard. Sparks flew, wires ripped loose. The thing howled in rage. "Raymond!" Sofia screamed in fear. "Stay back," he roared angrily. Claws tore through his coat. Blood streaked across his arm. He slammed a nearby panel. Electricity surged through the walls. The creature convulsed, smoking heavily. Silence fell. It collapsed dead. But then, another sharp crack. Another chamber began breaking apart. Panic flared. 2, then 3. All of them would awaken.
"Run!"
Raymond shouted with force. "I'll hold them off." "No," Sofia cried in tears. "I won't leave you." A second chamber burst violently open. Another figure crawled out, hissing. Skeletal frame, glowing, vicious eyes. Daniel screamed in horror. Raymond's eyes hardened like steel. "Sofia, take him and go." But she stood firm, unshaken. "If you think I'll let you die alone, you're wrong." His mask cracked for once. Hope flickered in his eyes. Another chamber shattered apart loudly. A third figure slowly stirred. Raymond cursed under his breath. "Then we fight together." The first staggered upright slowly. The second crawled closer quickly. Sofia grabbed a candlestick nearby. "Daniel, stay behind me now." Raymond lifted his black cane. With a click, blade gleamed sharp. "You had that all along?" She gasped in disbelief. "My father taught survival only, not kindness," Raymond answered coldly. Ab. The first lunged with fury. Raymond struck, blade piercing deep. Sparks burst from its chest. It fell, twitching and broken. The second leapt at Sofia. She swung hard with force. Candlestick cracked against its skull. It shrieked, staggering but alive. Then, the third chamber broke. Ab. Sofia hit the stone floor. The beast pinned her down. Sofia! Daniel screamed in fear. Claws slashed toward her throat. The hospital corridors were silent. Doctors whispered outside the door. Machines beeped steady rhythm inside Billionaire. Raymond lay still, pale. His mother held his hand. Sofia sat near, eyes red. Daniel stood, guarding doorway. Strong, they feared news would be grim. Suddenly, Raymond's finger twitched faintly. Nurses gasped, rushing with hope. Doctor leaned close, heart racing. Whispered softly, "He's coming back." His eyelids fluttered slightly open. Voice cracked, weak but clear. "Did we win the fight?" Sofia sobbed, clutching his arm. "Yes, Raymond, you saved everyone." Daniel whispered, "You're our hero?" His mother kissed his forehead. "My son, you lived strong." Raymond tried sitting up weakly. Doctors insisted he stay still, but his eyes searched room. "Did Sofia survive the fire?" Sofia took his trembling hand. "I'm right here with you." His lips curved, faint smile, "Then everything is worth it." The gala night ended in triumph. Raymond's name trended everywhere online, but not for business achievements anymore. It was for love and courage. Sofia's face appeared in newspapers. Worldwide mysterious girl steals. Billionaire's heart. Headlines screamed across glossy magazines. Some praised her beauty and grace. Others mocked her humble beginnings. Social media split into heated debate. She's using him for money. No, she truly loves him. Meanwhile, Raymond ignored the noise calmly. For once he cared about peace, but the world never stays quiet, especially when envy controls. Greedy people. A week later in his office, Daniel entered. With a worried face, he placed papers on the desk. "Raymond, you need to see this." A tabloid showed harsh accusations against Sofia. Waitress hides dark past secrets. Raymond's hands clenched. In anger, Daniel lowered his voice. Carefully. "This came from a competitor group. They want to shake your image. They fear your comeback is stronger." Raymond stood pacing the room, restless. "So they attack the woman I love?" His words hung heavy in silence. Daniel's eyes widened at confession. "You love her?" Raymond looked away, quietly ashamed. "I never said it to her, but yes, I love Sofia deeply." Daniel smiled despite the chaos. "Then you must fight for her." Outside, rumors spread like wildfire rapidly. Paparazzi followed Sofia everywhere she went. Cameras flashing even outside her home. Neighbors whispered gossip with sharp tongues. Sofia returned one evening in tears. Raymond found her, sitting on stairs, her eyes red. Swollen from crying, he knelt down holding her hands. "Tell me, what's wrong, Sofia?" She showed him the cruel magazine, "They Say I'm a Liar." Her voice cracked, filled with pain. Raymond tore the paper angrily apart. "Don't ever believe." They're poison. You are the bravest soul I know. But Sofia shook her head sadly. They won't stop. Raymond, not ever. I don't belong in your world. His chest tightened with silent fear. Please, don't leave me, Sofia, please. Stay no matter storms. She hesitated, searching his eyes deeply. Do you truly believe in us? Raymond answered without hesitation, strongly firm. With every heartbeat, I believe. Sofia wept softly against his chest. That night, Raymond called. Emergency meeting his board. Sat around polished tables, some doubted. His recent decisions openly your distractions. Risk company stability, sir. An old investor spoke coldly cruel. You think love is weakness now? Raymond's jaw tightened like steel blade. No, love is greatest strength. Alive, she saved my life, not money. Without her, I wouldn't be breathing. Silence spread heavy across the board. One by one, allies nodded support. Daniel spoke firmly, backing Raymond's words. We either follow his vision united, or step aside from this future. Slowly, tension melted into quiet agreement. Outside, storm still raged, dangerously strong. Yet inside, Raymond's resolve grew harder. Days later, he invited Sofia out. They walked through. City hand in hand, paparazzi swarmed, shouting rude questions loudly. Are you marrying him for wealth? When will you leave him, Sofia? Raymond stopped, turning toward the crowd. His voice thundered, calm yet powerful. This woman saved my life. She risked everything for a stranger. Does that sound like greed? The crowd went silent. Immediately, cameras captured his fiery defense. Sofia squeezed his hand with pride. For first time she felt fearless because his love stood beside her that night alone. On the balcony, Sofia asked him one final question. Why risk your empire for me? Raymond pulled her close, whispering soft. Because empire without love is empty, and with you I feel alive. Tears slid down Sofia's cheeks slowly. Stars glittered above, blessing them. Quietly, yet destiny prepared. Another trial ahead. For in shadows, rivals still plotted their jealousy hadn't ended that. Evening, a storm bigger than gossip brewed. Soon both, their worlds would collide. A stormy night cloaked the city. Raymond worked late in his office. Sofia waited patiently at the mansion. Daniel entered suddenly, his face pale. He closed the door quickly behind. Raymond, there's something. You must know someone close betrayed your trust. Raymond's eyes narrowed with suspicion, cold. Tell me everything, Daniel, right now. Daniel hesitated, then placed documents down. Photos, emails, secret. Transactions revealed betrayal. Raymond's breath caught heavy with shock. No, this cannot be true. The betrayal came from within, board member. Harold, his longtime ally, he had leaked private company files to rivals who attacked Sofia publicly. Worse still, Harold spread false documents, showing Sofia had criminal records forged. Raymond slammed the desk in rage. He dared to stain her name. I will destroy this man. Daniel warned him, voice grave steady. He's planning bigger. Raymond, much bigger. He wants you removed. Completely. He's calling emergency vote tomorrow. Raymond stood trembling with fury storm. Let him call it, Daniel. I won't surrender to snakes. Meanwhile, Sofia sat at window quietly, watching rain lash the dark glass. She sensed unrest heavy in air. Suddenly her phone buzzed. Unknown number A threatening. Message flashed coldly, cruel. Leave Raymond or he will fall. Tomorrow his empire collapses forever. Sofia gasped, covering her mouth, trembling. Fear struck her heart. Like thunder, she hurried to the office. Raymond, please tell me the truth. What is happening behind closed doors? Raymond tried to smile reassuringly. Nothing you should worry about, Sofia. But she pressed harder, refusing silence. Someone threatened me just now. They said you'll lose. Everything tomorrow. Tell me, please. Don't hide anymore. Finally, Raymond confessed every detail softly. Betrayal, conspiracy, rival plans, destruction. Sofia listened, pale tears. Streaming down, they're targeting me. To reach you, I should leave before it's worse. Raymond grabbed her hands fiercely, desperate. No, don't even think of leaving. I would rather lose Empire than lose the woman I love. His voice broke with raw truth. Sofia's heart pounded with emotion, wild, yet fear still gnawed deep inside. Raymond, what if they succeed tomorrow? What if your empire is gone? He smiled softly, shaking his head. Then we build a new life. Money never mattered to me. Love mattered, and you are love. She wept quietly against his chest. That night they barely slept. Together, dawn arrived heavy with dread, darkness, the emergency. Vote was arranged swiftly. Journalists gathered outside the building, waiting inside. Boardroom tension thick. Suffocating, Harold entered smug with arrogance dripping. Gentlemen, it's time to save ourselves. Remove this distracted leader immediately. He spread forged documents across the table, painting Sofia as dangerous. Manipulator, she is destroying our reputation. Look at the scandals surrounding her. He risks everything for a waitress. Do we want to sink together? Murmurs filled the room, uneasy. Fearful investors looked at Raymond for response. Raymond rose slowly, calm but firm. His voice carried steel and fire. Yes, I risked everything for love, but she is not weakness. She's strength. Without her, I'd still be broken. She gave me courage to fight. He lifted forged documents with disdain. These lies were created to divide. Truth cannot be silenced forever. Look into my eyes. Gentlemen, decide if you follow truth or fear. Silence stretched long across the table. One young investor stood, nervously trembling. I vote for Raymond to remain. Another voice followed with conviction strong. One by one, votes came in, until Harold realized his plan failed. Furious, he shouted venomously at them, You're all fools blinded by love. He'll drag this empire to ruins. Security entered, escorting Harold outside. Disgrace. Raymond's chest heaved with relief briefly, but storm hadn't ended fully yet, for Harold's allies remained in shadows. Dangerous threats still lingered beyond walls. Outside, Sofia waited with anxious eyes. Raymond approached, smiling weakly, exhausted. It's over for now, Sofia. They tried to take everything away, but love stood stronger than lies. She hugged him tightly, whispering soft, We can face any storm together. Yet as night fell once again, a new letter arrived at. Mansion slipped under the door silently, threatening. Its words sent chills through Sofia's soul. This is only the beginning. The real battle starts very soon. The letter trembled in Sofia's hands. Raymond read it silently with fury, his jaw tightened, eyes burning cold. They won't stop Sofia, not yet. Someone else is pulling the strings. Harold was only a puppet. Sofia's heart pounded in fear. Raymond, what if they hurt you? What if they try to kill? Raymond pulled her close fiercely, whispering, Then let them try, my love, but I'll never let them win. Still, the unease wouldn't leave her. That night she couldn't sleep properly. Shadows moved across the mansion grounds. Daniel doubled the security, watchful, sharp, but enemies worked quietly and dark. At dawn, Sofia went to market. She liked buying Flowers for Raymond. Suddenly a van screeched beside her. Masked men leapt, grabbing violently. Sofia screamed, struggling desperately. Terrified shoppers shouted. People scattered in panic. The van sped away mercilessly. Raymond's phone rang, piercing his heart. "Sir, it's Sofia. She's gone kidnapped from market in daylight." Raymond froze, cold rage erupting. His wheelchair nearly shook with fury. "Find her, Daniel. Use everything now. Search the city, call every contact." Daniel mobilized men with relentless speed. Raymond sat, gripping his phone. Tight hours passed like knives stabbing. Deeper than an unknown call. Finally arrived a distorted voice, mocked, cruel, sinister. "Mr. Raymond, your love is mine if you want her alive. Obey, bring 2 billion in cash, or you'll never see her again." Raymond's voice roared with thunderous rage. "If you touch her, I'll destroy you and everyone connected to you." The caller only laughed before hanging, leaving Raymond. Trembling with fury, hot Daniel entered. Eyes sharp, focused, hard. "Raymond, this is professional kidnapping ring, not just business rivals. Anymore, they want both money and revenge." Raymond slammed the desk with fury. "Then we'll give them nothing. Instead, we'll hunt them, Daniel." Meanwhile, Sofia lay bound in warehouse, cold concrete, damp shadows surrounding. Her masked men whispered, planning details cruel. She listened, carefully memorizing their words. "Boss said Billionaire won't resist soon. He loves her more than empire." Sofia's heart ached, but mind raced. She noticed a loose metal pipe. Quietly, she rubbed her ropes, fraying them slowly with hidden strength. Hours dragged, her wrists bled raw. Still, she worked quietly, refusing surrender. Back at Mansion, Raymond prepared a plan. "We cannot involve police directly. They might kill her instantly. Daniel, call every loyal ally discreetly. Search ports, highways, every safe house." Daniel nodded, rushing with urgency. Raymond closed, his eyes praying softly. "God, don't take her away, not after you gave her me." In darkness, Sofia finally broke ropes. Her hands raw but free, trembling, she crawled toward old wooden crates, searching desperately for sharp object. Suddenly, footsteps echoed near doorway. She ducked. Behind crates, holding breath, a guard entered, checking his phone. Sofia's heart pounded, but courage rose. She grabbed the loose metal pipe. As guard turned, she struck fast. He collapsed, stunned, with groan heavy. She took his phone, quickly, trembling, sending one single message to Raymond. "Ray Warehouse Docks, Sector 17. Then footsteps echoed louder, many men. Sofia hid again, trembling, praying. They found the unconscious guard quickly, furious. "She's loose, search everywhere, killer." She bit her lip, holding tears. Outside, Raymond's phone buzzed, sudden, urgent. Daniel read the message aloud. Trembling, Raymond's eyes widened. With fire burning, Sector 17 docks, move now fast. Don't waste a single second, Daniel. Convoy of black cars rolled out, cutting through rain-soaked streets at speed. Raymond's chest ached with fear and rage. At the warehouse, Sofia ran. Desperate guards chased her, shouting with guns. Bullets cracked concrete walls around her. She stumbled, but kept running hard. Suddenly, headlights cut through darkness. Convoy of Raymond's men arrived. Daniel leapt out, gun drawn, fearless. A fierce gunfight erupted. Immediately, Sofia dropped behind barrels, trembling. Daniel fired precise, taking down 2 guards scattered under heavy counterfire. Sofia cried out, "Daniel, here, please." He spotted her, rushed quickly forward. She clung to him, sobbing hard. "We must go before backup arrives." More men poured into warehouse, firing. Daniel shielded her, dragging outside fast. Suddenly, Raymond's car screeched. Before them, he opened door arms wide. Desperate, Sofia ran collapsing into his arms, tears streaming down, shaking violently. "I thought I lost you forever," Raymond whispered, holding her trembling. Tight sirens wailed in distance. Police coming, enemies fled, leaving. Chaos behind warehouse Raymond looked at. Sofia, eyes burning. "They touched you, they threatened love for. This I'll make them. Pay no one survives after hurting you." The mansion was quiet again, but peace was only an illusion. Sofia lay in bed trembling, still, her wrists bandaged from rough ropes. Raymond sat beside her silently, his hand holding hers tightly strong. He hadn't slept since her rescue, his eyes red from rage burning. Sofia whispered, voice cracked and weak. "Raymond, they were going to kill. Heard them planning everything. Inside, they wanted to break you completely." Raymond's grip tightened, jaw clenched hard. "They underestimated us, Sofia. They failed. But now we will end this." Daniel entered room, face grave sharp. "We found traces at warehouse. Someone erased records carefully, deliberately. But I discovered something shocking important. One of the kidnappers worked for Harold's cousin Marcus, secretly planning for years." Raymond's eyes turned cold, dangerous fire. "Marcus has always envied everything mine. He pretends loyalty but plots betrayal." Sofia gasped, trembling softly with fear. "Raymond, he won't stop, not now. He knows you survived. This strike he'll try again until we're destroyed." Raymond kissed her forehead tenderly, promising, "Not if I destroy him first." That evening, Raymond called secret council, gathering only his most loyal men. Maps sprawled across the large table. Ports, airports, warehouses all marked red. Daniel pointed firmly, explaining with precision. "Marcus controls smuggling routes overseas. He uses false companies laundering wealth. This kidnapping was only the beginning. He plans to cripple your empire." Raymond's voice cut like sharp steel. "Then we cripple him faster, harder, destroy his empire, root and all." But Sofia sat silently, thoughtful, calm, her trauma fresh but mind still sharp. Suddenly she spoke, voice firm, steady. "Raymond, Marcus thinks like a coward he hides behind. Shadows never direct. If we expose him publicly, fully, he loses his shield and allies." Daniel nodded, impressed with her insight. "If we leak his operations, international police will join instantly. But we need undeniable evidence now." Raymond turned to Sofia, eyes soft. "You've suffered. Enough, my love. Rest and heal while I fight." But Sofia shook head, determined, strong. "I will not hide, Raymond, not now. I'll stand beside you always, because they hurt us both deeply together. We end this nightmare." That night she couldn't sleep quietly. Memories of ropes and cold warehouse haunting images. Replayed again and again, she clutched Raymond's hand, whispering, softly, "Don't let me be taken again." He pulled her close, vowing fiercely, "Never again, my love, never again." The following morning, Daniel brought news. "We intercepted encrypted messages, Marcus ordering another strike quickly. He knows you. Won't pay ransom. Now he plans to burn everything fast." Raymond's fury erupted like storm fierce. "He dares threaten after failing once. Then let's finish this now, Daniel." But Sofia touched his arm gently. "Revenge won't heal us. Raymond, exposure will break him more. Completely show the world his cruelty openly." Raymond paused, thinking, eyes narrowing sharp. "You're right, Sofia. Vengeance must be strategic, not just fire but precise thunder. Together, they devised plan with care, Sofia suggested, contacting investigative journalists, Brave, exposing Marcus with documents undeniable, Daniel, infiltrated warehouses overnight. Silently, he hacked servers, downloading hidden files. The evidence was vast explosive, shocking accounts, offshore weapons, smuggling, human trafficking. Raymond stared at files with fury. He was willing to fund murder using children's lives for profit greed. Sofia trembled, seeing horrifying truth inside, but her resolve only grew stronger. Now people must know, Raymond, everyone must. Within days, news exploded. Worldwide, Marcus exposed as criminal. Mastermind, traitor, his allies. Scattered, fleeing, terrified, desperate. Police raided properties, seizing everything. Quickly, Marcus went into hiding, hunted, cornered. But he wasn't finished. Not yet. One last card remained desperate. Dangerous, he called Raymond's private line, shaking voice. You think you've won, cousin? No, this is only the beginning. War. Raymond answered, cold voice, steady, sharp. No, Marcus, this is your end. You touched what I love most, for that you'll face everything deserved. He hung up, eyes blazing fury. Daniel prepared security tighter than before. But Sofia sensed storm still coming, whispered while holding Raymond's hand. The fight isn't over, not yet, but together we'll face everything ahead. Night fell heavy over the city, but unease lingered thick like smoke. Raymond stood by tall window gazing, his reflection darkened by raging storm. Sofia approached softly, hand on arm. You're thinking about Marcus, aren't you? Raymond nodded, jaw clenched, unyielding steel. He's desperate now, Sofia, cornered, that makes him most dangerous alive. Daniel entered room carrying urgent folder. We traced Marcus to abandoned estate, outskirts near old family lands. He's gathering mercenaries, planning last strike. Raymond's eyes narrowed, deadly cold fury. So he wants a final war. Then we'll finish this tonight now. Sofia gripped his arm tightly, afraid. Raymond, please don't walk into trap. He's waiting, desperate, reckless, unpredictable, dangerous. But Raymond kissed her forehead softly. I swore to protect you always. Tonight ends years of betrayal pain. Daniel placed blueprints across table surface. The estate has tunnels underground. Escape, he'll run if pressured. Too hard, but if blocked, he's cornered perfectly. Raymond studied lines marking exits carefully. Then we seal every route tight, leave him no shadow, no air. Sofia whispered, voice trembling yet firm. Promise me you'll come back alive. Don't let hatred blind your heart. Raymond met her gaze, steady, warm. My heart belongs only to you. Nothing else matters once this ends. Midnight approached, rain pouring like vengeance. Convoys of black cars departed fast. Armed guards loyal circled every vehicle tightly. Daniel sat beside Raymond, silent, grim. Marcus will fight like rabid beast. We must expect traps, explosives, chaos. Raymond replied, voice low, dangerous, calm. He thrives on fear, manipulation, shadows. Tonight we bring light and everything. At estate outskirts, darkness seemed alive. Wolves howled, distance, lightning split sky. Mercenaries guarded gates, rifles shining cold. Daniel gave silent signal with hand snipers. Dawn broke, painting sky with gold. Light poured over city, reborn alive. Raymond sat quietly on balcony, his cane beside chair unused, silent. Sofia stepped. Outside, holding warm tea. Her smile, tender eyes, full love. You kept your promise, Raymond, safe. You came back alive to me. He took her hand, kissing gently. Because of you, Sofia, always you gave me strength to fight. Daniel approached, clearing throat, respectful, proud. Marcus is secured, breaking desperation fear. You'll regret this, all of you. I'll haunt your empire forever alive. Raymond's cane pressed against his throat, voice steady, final, like thunderstrike. No, Marcus, this ends tonight forever. Guards dragged him, shackled, screaming, cursing. Sofia burst inside, rushing to Raymond, throwing arms around, him sobbing hard. You're alive, thank God. You're safe, I thought I'd lose you forever. Raymond held her, trembling, whispering love. Never, Sofia, you are my life tonight. Nightmare ended because of you. Disabling detonator piece by piece fast. Marcus clicked furiously. Nothing responded, dead. What did you do, traitor coward? Raymond smirked, voice cold, merciless, sharp. I took away your last power. Now you face justice stripped bare. Rage consumed Marcus as he lunged, knife gleaming, striking toward Raymond's chest. But Raymond blocked with cane. Hard years of pain turned into strength. Steel tip smashed blade to ground. Marcus stumbled. Growling beast cornered finally. Daniel's men closed, circle guns raised. Marcus screamed, voice-breaking desperation fear. You'll regret this, all of you. I'll haunt your empire forever alive. Raymond's cane pressed against his throat, voice steady, final, like thunderstrike. No, Marcus, this ends tonight forever. Guards dragged him, shackled, screaming, cursing. Sofia burst inside, rushing to Raymond, throwing arms around him, sobbing. Hard. You're alive, thank God. You're safe, I thought I'd lose you forever. Raymond held her, trembling, whispering love. Never, Sofia, you are my life tonight. Nightmare ended because of you. Eyes full love. You kept your promise, Raymond, safe. You came back alive to me. He took her hand, kissing gently. Because of you, Sofia, always you gave me strength to fight. Daniel approached, clearing throat, respectful, proud. Marcus is secured, facing. Justice now, the estate seized. Empire dismantled completely. Your name restored stronger than before. Raymond nodded, gazing far horizon. It's over finally, years of torment ended by truth, courage, and love. Sofia whispered softly, leaning against him. It feels like a new beginning. Not just survival, but real life. Weeks later, city gathered together grand. A gala hosted celebrating Raymond's return. Leaders, philanthropists, friends filled vast hall. Cameras flashed, capturing every smile moment, but crowd gasped. When doors opened wide, Sofia entered. Radiant gown, shimmering grace. Raymond walked beside her, unaided, strong, each step steady. Powerful miracle unfolding, murmurs, rippled whispers. Turned into cheers, thunderous. He's walking, Raymond is truly walking. Tears streamed down Sofia's cheeks, joyful. Raymond smiled, squeezing her hand tightly. I told you I'd stand again, nothing could keep me down forever. On stage, Raymond raised microphone, calm. His voice steady, carried weight deep. For years I was trapped, powerless, betrayed by blood, bound to despair. Tonight I stand because of love. Because one woman believed in me. Love is greatest power of all, it restores what hatred tries destroying. Never forget miracles begin with hope. Audience erupted, applauding, roaring. Hearts moved, Sofia wiped. Tears stepping forward proudly, she whispered into his ear softly. You've given world your strength, Raymond, but you'll always be just mine. Later alone under stars together, quiet. Raymond pulled small velvet box out. Kneeling, he opened it, revealing ring. Sofia gasped, hands covering mouth, trembling. Raymond, are you serious, my love? His voice cracked, filled with devotion. Sofia, you saved my life entirely. Not just once, but every Day, will you marry me, my Sophia? Tears poured as she nodded fiercely. Yes, Raymond, forever, yes, always love. He slipped ring on her finger. Both embraced kissing as fireworks. Soared above them, city celebrated their future days turned into months, love deepened wedding. Bells rang across Cathedral Grand. Sophia walked aisle glowing, angelic radiant. Raymond stood tall, awaiting her proudly guests, cried joy watching miracle unfold. Vows exchanged, hearts bound eternally strong, promises sealed with kiss everlasting pure. Together they built new legacy vast, Sophia opened, foundation for children. Poor Raymond funded hospitals, research education centers both dedicated, lives to service kindness. Marcus's shadow faded history forgotten, dust. Their love story became inspiration worldwide. Headlines declared billionaire saved by love, yet to them it was simple. Truth, that courage, faith, and compassion win. Raymond often sat balcony, with Sophia hand in hand, gazing endless horizon. We were broken once, Sophia, deeply, but we rebuilt stronger than before. Together nothing can break us again. Sophia rested her head, smiling softly. Because love isn't weakness, my Raymond, it's greatest strength world will ever know. And as stars shone above them, they knew their journey was eternal.